About doing revenue management. later. Hey, hey Google, stop the music. Okay, I'm gonna actually get a little bit over here because otherwise it feels sort of bizarre. Here. Alright, here. Let's go. All the pets are here. Alright, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. So, let me just start by addressing the worst news first so that we're all on the same page. We're going to have a few resignations here at the company. I think some of you have already known about that, and we know that's coming up. So, basically, we're not doing so good. I think this is the time to reflect on the identity of this company and what we really want to do with it. There is a vision of becoming the world's most innovative hospitality company, and currently, I think we're struggling with that word, hospitality. So, I've talked to some of the senior leaders, and we think that essentially we need to refocus. We really need to look down deep and ask ourselves, are we actually this thing today? We're going to go through just the basics of what it means to actually be a hospitality company. So the focus I want to redirect us to for this next 2 months is to really think about how to help others first. We're so focused on our goals. We're so focused on where we want to go. But I've always said, move alone and move fast, or move with your team and move further. So I think we're kind of pulling all in different directions right now, trying to be fast, trying to do these things, and we're not really thinking about how we're bringing the team along for this particular ride. So I want to just recalibrate and really ask, in the most open way, actually bringing together what all hands is really about. In most companies, it's about expressing the feedback, expressing what needs to be done in a public setting in the most transparent way, along with some of our newest people here too as well. This is what transparency is about. This is what grows and develops trust and builds a great business, is that we can talk about even the most uncomfortable subjects in a way that will help us progress. So this is an open forum now, and I want everybody to talk about what is the first thing we need to fix at this company. Let's start with, what is the first thing that we need to fix at Bukit Vista? Oh crap, all right. Seems like the audio is not working here. Cynthia, hold on a second. We don't have the audio. I think it's actually going up to the TV here. Okay, Cynthia, say something now.
Okay, thank you for the time. Well, actually, I don't know what they have here, but still something's not right here. It's just a process, I think, and yeah, that's for me too.
Okay, got it. Let's go over Cynthia. Pick somebody else. Who would you want to ask about what is, let's say, going well or not well at this company?
So, I can't hear you, sir.
Cynthia, pick somebody else to ask the question to. Who would you like to ask about?
Freezing, sir.
Freezing. Okay, let's go around this room. Vita, what do you think is the first thing we need to address right now?
I've talked to some people in the company as well, like we need to address more like giving attention to the employees. I would say like the employees in the sense that these people are actually the one who runs the mission, the vision, and everything. So by giving attention, it's not just like, hey, good morning, how are you? Yes, that's essential as well, but also like fulfilling their needs. Let's say like the basic needs, as well as like, I mean, sometimes like we are feeling lost in a way that we don't know where we are going. Our vision is like too broad, or we don't know like where is our contribution going in terms of like achieving this vision. And then after we, let's say after we were able to achieve this vision, and then what's not, so what, like something like that, right? Like this question. So I mean, one thing that we can fix like as a company, we could actually set like shorter terms goals, let's say like yearly uh, roadmap or something, so that people will know how actually to contribute to this, and they will be like proudly own, oh, this is my contribution to this achievement, not just like shortly like, okay, so this is a field, so our goal is to be innovative, but no one knows like how to like, not doesn't know how to be innovative, but like in which part should we innovate and everything. I think roadmap, and then also like paying attention to the basic needs of the employees in terms of the HR perspectives.
Okay, I'm listening. Does anybody feel the same way as Vita? Please raise your hand if you feel like we need to address employee needs more urgently, and we also need to have a clear vision of what the vision is. Okay, quite a lot. All right, let me try to address this part about the vision. We talked about this on Friday on the Leadership Guild. I think this is a good time to tell everybody here what Bukit Vista is trying to do. Okay. All right, so why did I pick Bukit Vista to call the most innovative hospitality company in the world? And I realized that people have joined this mission at different timelines. They've joined at different points. And maybe for me, who's seen it from the very beginning, it's abundantly clear. But I'd like to lay out what we really mean by this. So when we pick a vision, we're picking a vision that is compelling, that is worth a lifetime's worth of work to put into it. So if we pick a vision of Bukit Vista wants to be the most big property manager in Jimbaran, I think we've already achieved that, and that's not a very compelling vision. That doesn't attract the world's best talent to want to succeed in that vision. So when we pick a vision, we have to pick something that is incredibly difficult to achieve, like climbing Mount Everest, because that will take a lot of effort, that will call the right teams, and that will bring the right kind of people to achieve that vision. It also gives us a North Star to go to whenever we evaluate any decision. We ask ourselves, are we being an innovative hospitality company by doing this? That gives us a framework to make these decisions on. That's why we chose this particular mission, this particular vision. So we began by looking at a few considerations. We looked at where are we located and what kind of industry do we want to be in. We're located in Bali. We're in the industry of hospitality. And so we picked this because we knew that Bali is one of the places where the most innovation in hospitality is happening. When you get the people from Malaysia coming in and they comment, yeah, what I see in Bali is amazing. The interior design, the hospitality practices are far more competitive than what is happening in Malaysia. There's some other parts that are not as innovative as Malaysia, but the fundamentals here is an environment where innovation happens just by default. Our partners are creating properties that are innovative, tree houses, mansions, all kinds of different stuff. It's just generally being generated out in the open. So we've picked essentially the place and the industry where we believe hospitality innovation will happen in the world. The second part is our niche. What have we chosen to focus on? We've chosen not to focus on building hotels or managing traditional properties. We've chosen to be in the home sharing business. The home sharing business is essentially a new industry. It is a new industry without a lot of rules being defined. It is an industry where there's a lot of new opportunities for somebody to lead it. And so we've chosen to be in this industry. And as a first in this industry, we need to think about how to create the teams for this industry, how to create the data sets for this industry, what are the core values of this industry, and how to set a vision for this industry. And I think we did some of that actually successfully on November 11th and 12th with the teams that we see here. That is the second choice that we've made that help us define where we're going. The third choice, and this is the hardest part, and this is the part we're dealing with and we're struggling with so much right now, is the team and the culture. The team and the culture. If you want to have an innovation hospitality company, you have to have a team that has both hospitality and innovative capabilities. And these two parts have never met in historical figures. If you look at hotels, for the most part, they are not very innovative. In fact, their entire structure does not allow them to innovate. I've talked to many of you about the Pandawa story of the 5 new hotels about to be built. These are hotels that are in looming failure, and yet they still have to go through and fail because they're not agile. They can't change their course. They're already set on this particular course. So we don't want to be part of that kind of hospitality tradition. We want to be part of a hospitality tradition that's agile. They'll find new opportunities and go after these new opportunities in an innovative way. So what does that mean? That means ultimately it's a race. That means ultimately it is a journey that we have to go through. But we've got to decide for ourselves what kind of vehicle we're going to build to go on that journey. If we want to be the most innovative hospitality company, that's a long road. That's going to see a lot of competitors. That's going to have a lot of things on the journey. So we can get there by walking, and that's essentially just doing essentially what we're doing on the first year. We can get there by building a bicycle. And look, when you're building a bicycle in this analogy, it might look like you're not actually even competing in the race. It might just look like you are just there building a bicycle, asking for parts, doing all this stuff in the workshop, and everybody else is progressing along the race. But we want a bicycle because we know as soon as we get a bicycle, we'll be able to go faster. So we ride the bicycle. We work on a smaller team in the first years to try to advance this innovative mission. But at some point, we realize a bicycle won't be enough. We need a car. So then we have to stop again. We have to build a team and the culture that allows for a car to be in place. And it looks like we're not really innovating. It looks like we're not really doing anything cool. But what we're doing is we're building a car. We're building a car so that we can go further along the innovation journey. And when the car gets to a certain point, maybe we need to build a rocket ship. And once again, we slow down to build that team and that culture that creates the rocket ship that allows us to keep on going further. That is the vision of Bukit Vista. And the pain and the suffering and all the things that we feel on a day-to-day basis is because we're building the car. We're building the vehicle that we need to get to the place we need to go to. And this is where I need everybody on board to actually build that team and that culture. Yes, it can feel frustrating on a day-to-day basis. What's my innovation? Am I adding actually any value? You are adding value just by the behavior of innovation, by doing experiments, by taking measurements, by looking at pivoting. That is an innovative process. Yes, innovation can come from me, and I say, we need to go this way, everyone follow me there, but everyone's seen the Spotify model already, right? Everyone onboarded, oriented. Great leadership doesn't do that. Great leadership defines the problem and then lets the team figure out the solution to these problems. Now, we're not there yet, of course, because we're not a car. We're maybe not even a bicycle yet. But I believe in building that car and that bicycle and that rocket ship by building better and better teams. That's why I work so much on the HR, and so much on the recruiting, and so much on developing people. That's why I work so much on incentives, so much on motivations, both intrinsic and extrinsic. And that's why we try to collect talent from all over the world to be here in Bali to join us on this mission to build the world's most innovative hospitality company. Now, it is normal when you build companies to feel like you're in the dirt. It feels like nothing is happening. It looks like all we do is just struggle with OKRs and KPIs and stuff, but that's necessary. If we're going to innovate, we're going to innovate towards progress. And how are we going to know? We need a dashboard. We need to be able to see inside of our car what speed we're going, what's the parameters, are we getting closer to our target? We can say, screw that, we're just going to go off and do whatever we want now, but then later on, we're not going to be able to build the correct teams and the correct culture. Does that make any sense now? Is that vision a little bit more clear? Yes, Vita.
I have a question though, actually. I mean, like, okay, let's say like if we imagine, right, like we are going to go to climb the Mount Everest, but like, I mean, yes, we do have like the Mount Everest as the goal, as well as like as our company we have this vision, but something that is missing that I think is actually we don't know or we don't have like this certain point that we can say this is a progress. So I mean, like I'm saying that if we want to climb Mount Everest, we need to think, right? Like from Bali, what should I prepare? Okay, maybe by next year I should have this amount of money so that I can book the flight, let's say, and then like the next destination is the next roadmap is going to the airport and then fly from the airport to is it in Nepal or in Nepal, right? To Nepal and then like go to from the airport. I don't know, go to the base camp of the Mount Everest.
Very good.
So
very good point. So
this is what
Vita's
I'm
brought
saying.
up, like, essentially, what does the roadmap ahead look like? Does anybody have an answer to answer Vita's question? It's the SLAs. The SLAs are the very beginning of that. We are, at the end of the day, are a hospitality service company. And so how do we measure if we're making any progress? We measure our SLAs. That's our product. That's our service quality. If our SLAs are unable to be, let's say, digested, understood, then we have no measurement of how we're doing. And the struggle with the SLAs is exactly that. It's the measurement system. If we're able to constantly improve our SLAs and give ourselves higher and higher targets on the SLAs, if you can hire somebody in 2 days, that would be progress. That would be an improvement in service. Look, sorry to bring into a physical analogy. What services are less tangible than what a physical product or a physical journey looks like. A service looks like something you have to just do forever, and you have to do better forever each time. So if you imagine right now, we're just at the infancy of these services. We're just defining what these services should look like. We are still at the very, very beginning. So the innovative processes that we are creating, that we are driving, should be to enhance these services. If these services are all working perfectly, I think we have a company that we can all say is then locked stepping together, everything's feeding into the next, and everyone can just know that the innovation will happen. If somebody comes to Bukit Vista and says, all right, I want to build a squad, I need HR. HR can provide me this team. Great. All right, this team, how many weeks will it take to train? It will take this amount of time, they will have this capability, and they will be retained for this amount of time. We are still in the process of defining the quality of service that we want to provide. So that's this initial phase. Once those, I think, have been defined clearly, then we can actually create more innovative, more powerful things. But this is the process of essentially defining your design, of what are the specs, what are the parameters, and what is going to make essentially hospitality service company work. There is no talk of anything further yet because we still are working on the basics, and this is why I lose my shit when people don't know what the SLAs are, because it means that we still don't really understand or embody these service qualities that we're talking about. Okay, so briefly about the vision, that's it. Does anybody have any other good questions like what Vita asked? No? Okay. Vita, any other further follow-up? Okay. Are you happy with the answer?
Still need to digest first.
It is normal to feel like this need because what we're doing is something very, very new, as everyone can see. We are kind of the first through the thicket, and we are going to be the first to call this, and that, and define what this industry looks like. So yes, we're not in an industry where even, let's say, defined roles are. We're not in an industry where defined power structures are. We're not in an industry where even we can find similar roles where we can place right here. Because being a professional Airbnb host is kind of like being a professional vlogger. It's kind of like being a professional Gojek driver. These are new jobs that didn't exist 5 years ago. And so the KPIs for those are defined by Gojek or by yourself if you're a vlogger. So we're going to have to define those through ourselves. But this is the process of true innovation and being a true startup. Okay, so Vita's, anybody else? What else do we need to fix first? Mike, let's go to you, your CTO. What do you think we need to fix first?
I think we it's said on the in our vision actually. So basically becoming the most innovative hospitality company. So we need to fix the objective, the noun, which is hospitality company. So we need to be a hospitality company first. So before being a hospitality company, we should understand what is hospitality, and we should walk the talk first. Okay, we being hospitable to everyone. It should be very easy in theory. Basically, like when you meet someone, then you are being a hospitable person. When you just see someone, your eyes is like you're hospitable. Or when you talk to someone, when you complain, when you angry, when you just don't have anything to talk about, it should be hospitable. And what should we do here? Actually, we practice. We meet this many person every day. So we should do apply everything that hospitable in within our team ourselves. So that we can actually learn. Am I correct doing this? It's easier if we inside of our own company, because when I do it wrong, then everyone can correct me before we bring it to our guests, for example. I try to say something new, maybe like nice hair, for example. Then I say that to my teammates. Then my teammates say, "Hey, that's not appropriate to say." So that's my fail safe. Then my friend is actually telling me, "Oh, that's actually not very hospitable." Before I speak to the guests, like when I say something inappropriate to the guest, then it's I'm the face of the company. Then we are not really hospital company. That we don't even think about what we say to other people. So I think what we need to fix first is that hospitality part. We need to be at least try to learn about hospitality every day. So from there we know what is good, what is the current practice, or what is the past practice, what is the current practice, and what we should do in the future. That's when we already think about the future of hospitality practice. That's when the innovation comes in. So just be the noun first, and then be the
Adjective.
adjective later.
Okay. Thank you, buddy. Let's go around. Alvin. Alvin. Alvin, speak up. Tell us, what is the first thing we need to fix here at this company now?
Sorry if the sounds pretty crowded here. For me, I think listening is the first thing that we need to focus right now. We're a hospitality company once again, but on the source itself, do we already hospitable enough for all the team in this company? Do we already implement the culture of hospitality in this company too? Uh, to be honest, if we discuss about this once again, the root of it is also regarding the offer of the company, right? Review. And for me, as the one that also experienced a lot of uh, effect from that turnover, I kind of feel guilty and kind of feel bad because a lot of people, I think, that also already left the company show a sign that actually they are not feel received enough maybe in this company. Uh, Listening is the first step probably, but secondly is how actually we try to assess what they actually tell us. Mm, it will be a long discussion, sir, I believe. But once again, I think we just need to focus on people here right now.
Okay.
What actually we are always discussing the expectation and reality. But do we actually ever try to ask them what is their expectation in the company, and do actually we already show to them that actually that's the reality, and what is their expectation also match with what we have right now in the company. I think listening and also try to assess that is the first thing or first step that we can do.
Understood. Thank you, Alvin. Let's go to Tendi. Tendi, what are your thoughts? What do we need to fix here at this company? Tendi, you're breaking news. Tendi.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Okay. Tendi's
So,
right next door, by the way.
For my side, the first thing is about the communication. Actually, same like Alvin also is like how we like communicate what we want to do in this company and what we want to get in this company. Actually, like uh, if something wrong in your workflow or like your field, that tell either in the person that that you have problem or you can like discuss in this company as well. So make sure when company you feel like there is like nothing can make you help or make you stuck in this company. So you can also always following the flow and then go ahead whenever any idea or any innovation that you have.
Okay, empowered ideas. All right, let's go to Rafik. Rafik, your thoughts, sir?
Oh yeah, passwordnya? Okay, on my side about hospitality, what is going wrong and what is going good on this company. First one is the company is really good. It's not good. Why? Because in hospitality service, if you deliver the hospitality to somebody else, the first thing is give you hospitable to yourself first. That is the best way. If you honest, if you tell the truth, that is the most important. If you want, same like at least one people said, if you want to be trust, must be honest. That is the first one. The second one, the company right now is many head and many mind on every people. They must know it. What if chapter is the culture? For example, in the host chapter, what is the culture? Make a joke, relax, engage with the partner, engage with the guest, talk each other, everything. Like, for example, like content. What is content culture? As I know, be focused, have a deadline, always headset on the what is called on the ear, everything. So this on the if you want to hospital to someone, you must hospitable to your friends.
Very good. Be nice to yourself. Okay.
Yeah, and respect you. Please respect yourself, not people respect somebody else.
Good point. Starting point with respecting ourselves. All right, good. Thank you, Rafik. All those words of wisdom. Okay, Devanda. Hey, as as an intern here, tell us what you think. I mean, I really want to hear your opinion. You've been here for almost 3 months. now.
Alright, I think that as a junior, until now, uh, for the new people onboarding the company, on the terms, I think we haven't did the professional controller, We already are as a junior, as a new onboarding employee, I think it's I don't know. It's I'm not sure if I can have my story.
Just one word, Devanda. How would you
Yeah.
describe it? What are the
Oh.
things that you would improve here? Or the things that you enjoy here, if everything's great?
I think with the counselor, professional counselor, it's like we have an HR that knowing the psychological side of our employees.
Mm,
That's that.
got it. Okay, good points. Thank you, Devanda. All right, let's proceed. Let's see. Anybody here? Let's go to Josh. Josh, tell us about hospitality, Josh.
So based on my experience, I think hospitality is, yeah, like what you said before, it's something that you do on a daily basis. Be hospitable to the partners and everyone, and I think it has there is always a new thing to learn in hospitality. So there are no limits to be hospitable to everyone. So I think you need to focus on that aspect because I feel like we were less focused on hospitality aspect this past few days or months. I think we need to refocus again, just set our vision and mission, make sure everyone's on the same page.
Got it. Okay. All right. Let's go to Lee. Your thoughts.
Alright, so I think before we talk about what we need to do, I guess my first point is actually I don't have something to say, I just only have as a CEO, have you really assessed everything that is running in the company currently right now before we even have this meeting, or before you ask for everybody's opinion?
I have. I've asked a lot of the key initial founders of the company. I've asked about the senior leaders. I've talked to the HR people who are at the very core of the culture building process of our company. And we're concerned. Have a fire there. It's like a bonfire. And when the fire dies, when we don't come to this fire anymore to find sustenance, to find meaning in our work, then nobody's going to be at this kind of fire. And this is a crucial junction point, I think, where we need to call how to keep this fire alive, how to actually drive this fire forward. Without that, why do we even come to work? Why do we even do what we do? What's the purpose of adding up to all our work? We need to have a purpose. We do a lot of suffering, we do a lot of celebration too, but without purpose, then it's just temporary then. And that's what we're saying, it's just temporary. So we need to drive that purpose further. So yes, I've deeply considered where we are at this moment, and this is why this all hands is different than any other all hands. And this is why this discussion is happening. And this is why I'm saying this in front of new people, because I think they should know what kind of company they're about to go into. And this is not an easy ride, and we all know that. This is a long ride. It's like climbing Mount Everest. But I know that the people who really believe in that want to see this happen, and want to see this outcome. So we're going to suffer, which is something that we've been through before. We're going to bleed, blood will fill the ground. We're going to pick ourselves back up, and we're going to climb this again. Because that is what we do. That is the Murphy story of a startup. Okay, all right. So let me just tell you how I feel right now, because maybe some people can. I have never felt so much fear as your CEO as the point of where I'm standing right now. The reason I feel this fear is because I thought I had it figured out. I had been working an entire year to try to fix the HR and try to get everything going right. But now, apparently, I failed. I failed in a very major way. I have not fixed the HR. I have not fixed underachieved. That's okay. That's okay, because I know that is the journey of a startup. I know that's what essentially this whole journey has been about. I'm pretty accustomed to failing, picking my shit up, keep on going ahead, and that's why we're still here today. That's why we are all in this room, because persistence prevails. But I will acknowledge that I feel a lot of fear. I feel a lot of fear because I have some uncertainty about where this company is going to go. I ask myself, should I have built this in another country? I ask myself, should I hire these people, or this person, or this person, or that person? I don't know. I don't know what this is. I only know one thing. I know I want to keep on continuing, because I think it's worthwhile. I think that all this adds up to something that's great. And I go back, and I'm reminded of anybody who does great things with great teams. And they did it through struggle. They didn't get it the first time. They had to keep on going through hard times, and that's not anything new to me. And so basically, that's the life of being an entrepreneur. This is probably one of the most realistic moments I want to share with everybody. Being an entrepreneur feels like fear. It feels like not knowing what to do, having a lot of uncertainty, identifying that you feel afraid, identifying that you're confused and uncertain, all these really strange emotions. But being an entrepreneur at the end of the day means that you still wake up next day, you still apply force and you move ahead, you keep on going on your journey to the limit that you think it can take you. And you try again. And so that's one thing I'm good at. Otherwise, I wouldn't still be here after 15 years. You guys might think it's weird, but I'm a foreigner here. I came with nothing. I came with less than nothing. I lost my backpack. I lost my passport. I lost my credit cards. I only had my wife. From having that, at least what we have today, is something that can probably be presented in a world-class way. If that doesn't inspire some of you to go on and do better things, I hope you'll find somebody that can inspire you to go on and do better things, because that is the journey of an entrepreneur. So, I'm really reaching deep to find courage right now. I'm really reaching deep. So I'm ready for whatever might happen. If you guys all quit tomorrow, I'll cry. I'll be sad. But fuck it, I'll still do it. I'll still be here. I'll find somebody to carry on this journey with me. Because I think it's still worthwhile to start the most innovative hospitality company from Bali. I think that that's still a very worthwhile mission. I'll go at it alone if I have to. But I don't want to. I don't want to. I want to invite whoever wants to stay on this to know that I've bled so much for this company. I've tried my best. I've tried my best. I don't know my daughter. She's 11. Every day, she comes back, trying to talk about homework. I say, I have to have a one-on-one with somebody. And they resign. They go like, that's years of time with my family. That's years of time that I won't get. Because I'm trying to train people who don't really want to be here. And that hurts. I hope I can inspire through this. I don't know, maybe my pain will inspire. But I feel like I'm trying to make people better. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy when I see this all over. I'm like, great, I inspired people. I gave people a way we gave people a way of having a means of living. I'm trying to make impact through that. But the cost, personally, is so high. And it looks like it's going to go up. I was planning on going on holiday. It was like, cool, we just got through one of the hardest times, but looks like there's more hard times ahead. So this is real. This is very real for me. This is very real for all of us. I know people are struggling. I know people are putting in, and I know everyone wants to achieve. But achievement comes at a very high price, and I think that what we're doing is very, 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 very different from what most people want to do in Bali. So that being said, I take inspiration from what Rafa just said. Maybe I need to be a little bit hospitable to myself. Maybe Baidu's right. I need to show people how to rest. I need to show people how to take a vacation, take some time off, take care of yourself, so that we don't keep on driving ourselves towards insanity and personal loss and personal sacrifice that is ultimately worse and less hospitable. So I'm going to try to commit to doing that more. I'm going to be nicer to myself and be nicer to the people around me. I think that's important. So the focus I want to have for this month is really to look at all the employee surveys, company that people really, really want to spend their whole lives here. I know it is a very different time. I know that I mean, believe it or not, I think I'm a millennial, right? Born in 81, and I'm always about 5 years younger than I actually am. I think I'm kind of immature. And so I know that feeling of striving each other. I want the company to think about how we treat ourselves and each other and really work on that basis towards the vision. I think only with that can we actually get to where we need to go to. I know this is heavy shit, but it needs to be said. Otherwise, we just don't have a clear vision. Okay, so basically the decision is there is no mission, there is no goal, then there is no KPI, there's no SLA. So let's really think about how to help others first. Let's take a look at some of the employee surveys. Yeah, let's see what people are saying. I've asked that some of the chapter and squad leads go around and ask a few simple questions about how much longer you think you're going to be here, so that we can have a structure of knowing how to proceed further. Because that's pretty important right now. We need to know who's going to be with us for the next few months. So let's see. Let's proceed. Let's go over here. Employee satisfaction survey. All right. Well, anyway, let's go over some happy news. The event. So thank you everybody who were working behind the scenes and also at the scene to create the event. We had, I think, about 51 attendees from all over the world, and it was very, very, it was a very beautiful moment. I thought we got all the company together to work on a single mission. There were high points, there were low points, of course. There was drama and there was discovery. Altogether, I thought it was one of my best moments here at this company, and it's something that I'll remember forever. And we have the poster over at the frat house. So let's give ourselves a hand for that at least. So let's move on for that. And I really want to thank both Diva, Noli, Vita, and some of the real drivers pulling everyone together to do that. And I want to thank each and every one of you for contributing and making the event the way. Okay, all right. You, your team, and the company. So I'm more happy myself with this month than last month. So it looks like there's a balance between 3s and 4s, and just a few 5s. More satisfaction with the role. There's one person at some 3s, some 7s. Okay. All right, let's talk about who can fix things. Alvin, time to shape up and grow some teeth, man. The squad need your leadership now more than ever. We're here to help as well. Anyone trying to figure out about the problem, how to fix it, speak up and discuss to get better. Community can be improved. How can we get the owner to speak up about a service? What's the pain point at work with us, and what can we do to help them feel more delighted? Community, team, everyone can improve in their own way. Everyone can take part. Just help the others as best you can. Everyone, please respect and appreciate your coworker better. We all have our own circumstance. Just be considerate to other people. Everyone, let's move and improve together. The finance flow. HAR and community management, please address partnership issues, understanding about hospitality practice, and deliver an amazing experience for guests. Anyone working on daily duties, anyone silently working on daily duties, step up for your current role, find a problem, give a solution, propose for a promotion based on your achievement. HR team, HR, please, I'm begging you to add more people on hosts. I believe the hosts and senior hosts have so many things to do. Let senior do delegation to new hosts, and then they could focus on bigger role. I don't know. Jing and Wyanna, please do prioritize what is important. Leaders need DM support for HR candidate pool. Nunli, nothing I can say, but I think she's more than capable to fix the current squad problem. More responsible with their tasks, more ownership, and please have good time management, senior members and themselves. What's working better? So what's working better is there's better alignment within the squad, communication, community management is starting to work better. I saw all this good here, finance, the market building pipeline, hopefully. Most chapters are filling the SLA, which we see chapters need to be improved. No comment, not sure, revenue management. Some members more reliable by taking on delegation tasks. Squad 1, I taught everyone. Everyone's done their best, everyone in the field, of course. Finance, online guest support, and host. Everyone big or small, everyone deserves credit for their works. Jing, Nunli, Diva, Bayou, and people constantly pushing to improve all aspects. Market building, Nunli, Rizal, Risky, and Gigi. Squad 2 member, Tendi, Chandra, Rafik, D1, Eva, Wendy, and Squad 2. The whole squad. Okay, work quality improvement. Aircon at the best. Base. Or perhaps flexibility on working remote. MP. What does MP mean?
Now playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now playing. It's getting. Oh, I get it. It's like a. Yeah. Okay. It's getting hot in here. Okay. All good. All good from my side. All good. Carrying certain workflow. Get focused. Clear mentorship and delegation. Employee welfare. Not enough manpower for each squad, so everyone can also focus on improving the process. I'd like to talk personally into this about Ara. Keep pushing me to be better. Maybe put the person who has the capability to work on it rather than start all over again, who's new to start on it. More training, new host and air support for Squad 2B. Please pay attention to the prosperity of the employees. Need more focus so we can have a huge quality to improve. Quality time team member within, I think that's each squad and within each of the chapters. So far, all good. Spirit to growth for everyone. Support on the OKR. The base need to be more tidy, well organized. Please everyone clean up and tidy your things when we're working on it. Okay, so let's move on to the last part is the feedback. More concerned about welfare employment. Please be careful when it comes to law, legality, and taxes. I don't see leadership bottom up in here. So I believe Wyanna is working on BPJS. Wyanna, do you have an update on that one?
Yes, untuk tenaga kerjaan, ketenaga kerjaan already different thing. Actually, ketenaga kerjaan is that it includes like when you from step up from your house until the work company until working hours.
Retirement.
Does anyone want to retire here? Wow. Okay.
That's included.
That's included, yeah. Okay, pension fund. All right. I think this is.
That's part being registered already got the certificate, and then the one the kesehatan take longer. So I'm in process, but I already found someone that I dedicated person that taking care of my task personally instead of like phone call and to the company. So that one can be done like normally like 1 2 weeks. So that's what they said, but I provide what I can give to them.
Okay. I think that's one of the most important things to actually take care of ourselves, right? That's one of the most fundamental aspects of self-care. So please work on that and just let us know when it can be done. Or let us know if there's any delays to it, right? Because working with the government sometimes is fairly unpredictable. Okay.
Yeah, so I will give you update like for the next impact what is being done with it.
Okay, great. I think that could, focus on this month. All right, all good, awesome. Feels like something is wrong, but I don't know what. I think a fish needs to learn to swim deeper. Would it be achieving many things better than a fish trying to learn flying or walking? I think we should innovate on their own specialty instincts.
Instead of forcing them to do other things that are not their specialty.
Okay, instead of forcing them to do, thank you very much, Vito. Yes, okay, interesting comment. I think we need to improve the hospitality aspect. It's a dozen times filling out the ESS, but it would be nice if all the feedback we gathered is being taken into action, or at least being processed. Keep going and take care of the employee who's passionate for the company. Let's do better alignment together with everyone. Not yet, nothing for now, nothing in particular. Payday on timing is a crucial thing. I know the company tried to do their best to give the pay on time. Please work as a team. As be a leader, you know what your junior need, and let's work together, not individually. Salary on time, please. Yes, the company is growing for the leader. I think it's important to the team and partners. For the team, I think you need to be more honest to yourself and speak up because nobody knows what you think if you didn't share it to the outside the scope to be motivated. And we need new people and hosts for OGS so that each senior person can focus on their projects. Okay, so I'm going to need help, and I'll probably approach people individually to work on these particular items. I think this is some of the most crucial. If there is another opportunity, I think, for anybody to express what they would like to see changed or themes of us to get to overall a higher satisfaction survey by our next survey, to have more participation. I think we need to dig back some of the previous surveys and also take a look at how to fix those parts as well. There's no point in actually recruiting or adding more people until we fix what's going on with our own teams first too. Okay, that being said, it is an all hands. So does anybody have anything they'd like to say to help this new vision? Or it's actually the old vision, but now we remembered it. All right, Kuldeep? Oh, Eggy, please come up. Eggy has an announcement, so I forgot to give him the floor, but yes, go ahead, Eggy.
Okay, thank you, sir, for your time. Hello, everyone. Hello. So for those of you who doesn't know yet, I'm actually resigning. I'm actually the reason why I leave is basically I'm chasing another dreams. I had an opportunity to actually moving out of the country to basically it's always been my dream. So I kind of like stumble upon this type of opportunity. I take it because I think this is scarier than this is bigger than myself. So I kind of just want to apply that. But this particular moment, I would like to just kind of express my gratitude to also to say thank you to each and every one of you. I think everyone before me and everyone existing right now and everyone new actually has contributed to my well-being, and I'd like to say thank you for that. The journey that I'm having in this company is not always easy. It's always it's a progress. It's a process. That's why I always I appreciate so much. I mean, I always stay to messaging or to way to everybody actually like have a conversation with me. I trust the process. I believe in the process. I appreciate those. I mean, if we always want to what is important is actually the end goal, but the timeline to get to the end goal is something that very valuable and meaningful. So and that's what I learned for the last 9 months here. I learned a lot of things from a lot of people. I also want to say thank you for a lot of people that has been willing to share their opinion, their standpoint, their perspective. I'd like to say thank you to be that person at the time. I also feel like um, this particular space has been uh, a place to go every day. I mean, like this is my workplace, but it's a different is a different space because I'm coming from a corporate background, so it's everything is quite just systematic. Came in here, it was a little bit different in the beginning. I mean, like it was just very not bad way, but it's just like you need to be able to kind of listen up a little bit and see that you actually like fitting and stuff like that. So from the get go, you welcoming from the gate. So that's something that for me it's hospitable. And if you would like to ask me about what is needs to be fixed, I think we need to kind of go back to that kind of culture of saying like, hey, I'm living. Thank you. Like, see you tomorrow. Thank you for today. I haven't heard that for the last couple of months. So that's something the recognition and just like credit for people actually being here and work for whatever that is. It's kind of lack. So people kind of being left out in a way. So I feel like that's very important to kind of say like, thank you for your contribution. Thank you for always put your best. Um, so I feel like that's also needs to be addressed somehow. Everyone, not like only HR. I mean, like I feel like everyone in this room are matters. Every chapter in this room are actually matters. Like there is no one higher or less than the other. So for example, like air support, they have an OB case. HR wouldn't be able to solve that. So I mean that's something that just kind of have to get into our mind. But overall, my journeys here has been very amazing. I mean, I had a chance to see a lot of like beautiful properties, connection. I mean, that's very important. You have taught me some. I mean, you trust me in the beginning, so I kind of appreciate that. Also, to Mo Wayan for like providing a lot of good foods. I think I'm getting from probably 6 kilo for the past 4. They have shared and cherished. They have shared a lot of memories, and I cherish every single bit of those memories with me. I carry along the way, and I hope that this company will. Don't worry, you're doing great. So it's gonna be. I think sometimes people need to hear that, and you just keep trying. I mean, I wouldn't be what I like. I wouldn't have what I have when I give up a long time ago. But yeah, keep striving, keep believing in yourself, but always stay true to yourself. Don't ever feel like you can't be discouraged by other people. You have your own opinions. Speak up. And I think I'd like to wish nothing but the best for this company. And I can see, I forecast these things. It's gonna be bigger. I mean, I know it's suffering right now, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. So that's something that you just have to believe it. It's something you have to focus your mind into. And yeah, I think that's pretty much for me. Thank you for everything actually.
Thank you. Hey, where will you be going?
Huh?
Where will you be going?
Moving out to the States, to America.
Wow.
To your country.
I know. So we're doing some reverse policy here. Yeah, where Eggy's going to be. Could I say Colorado?
Yeah. Yes.
Eggy will be going to Colorado, starting a marijuana farm. Kidding. Okay. All right. Josh.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to say a huge thank you to everyone here. And apparently, sooner or later, I have to say goodbye because I have a new focus and I'm focused on one thing because, if if I focus on two things, and eventually one of them will fall behind. So I'm trying to focus on something that I choose and I believe in. And I just want to say on special, and I just want to wish everyone that they can have a beautiful career up ahead, and just basically for me, just keep positive. So keeping a positive mental attitude can get you through everything, because I believe that there are no issues that can't be solved as long as you believe in yourself, believe in your teammates and everyone. Just keep trying, keep
Okay.
true to yourself.
That's awesome.
Basically,
Okay, thank you very much, Josh. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, because that's part of hospitality. Yeah. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it for today. That's a lot of heavy shit. This is probably one of the heaviest shit all hands we've ever had. But feel a little bit more relief now. Yeah, now that I think this pass is over. We can move forward.
Jim,
Yes, Rafik. Oh shit. There's more. Okay.
oh, Bukit Vista.
Yes.
So, this is information. First, I'm very good. And then the second one, because I don't get the I support and vote yet at Canggu. So I tell Uni and Opa to extend until 15th of September, and they agree.
Okay.
So Winnie and Eva will extend until 15th of December instead of 5th of September.
Okay.
That is the information.
Thank you, Rafik. Thank you, Rafik, for negotiating.
And
And
I'm still
and when
Bukit
you-
Vista, yeah. Remember that, yeah?
I remember that. I remember that. That's abundantly clear. Wow. Okay. Some good news. All right.
There will
Hey,
be
Tris.
coming for on-site trials next week. One for online guest support.
Yeah.
There will be one on-site trials for online guest support.
You made the teleportation. All right, Rizal, Bubu, Shithya. I see a little bit of somebody. Oh, that. Okay, Jista. Okay, all good, guys? Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Let's go over to Changu. Changu, Rafik, Tris, Evan Windy. Okay.
Oh, okay, good.
All good? All right, fantastic. Devonda? Okay, great. The frat house? Okay, good. And Alvin? Good. Okay. All right, the town hall? All good? Okay. All right, look, new people. I don't want you to feel afraid. It's probably normal that you feel afraid. This is pretty intense. What we do is we have a culture of transparency here. I want you guys to see this, and I was trying to decide whether you should see this or not, but I think it's better you see it. You see the company in its on its worst day, let's say, yeah, and that way you have the correct expectations. Whether or not to join this company is ultimately your own decision, and I will state up ahead, it's not easy, and it is a challenge. As you can see from people who have stayed here before, there is remarkably rewarding work, but there's also remarkably hard times too, as well. Okay, that's pretty much it. Yes.
We also introduce them.
Oh yeah, let's introduce them. Yeah, thank you. Okay, all right. Yeah, Vita. Okay, right. Why don't you introduce the?
Alright, so we're having two on-site trials. Actually, this is her first day and his last day of on-site trials.
Okay, that's awesome.
So maybe I will just give them a floor to introduce themselves.
Oh, good. Okay. Come on up. Come on up. Let everyone see you.
So here,
Right here. You see the green dot? That means everyone
I
can see you.
signed it
Yeah.
or something like this.
Yes.
Okay, so hello everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, hello everyone there. Okay, so my name is Trivena. You can call me Fena. I was Anvita's friend. Like we're best friend actually.
Oh wow.
Since
All right.
university. So I came here because I know this coming from her. Yeah, it's kind of the first time I know it's a beautiful thing to join in this company. But I just sit there and oh, what the fuck just happened? No, but it's good.
Beauty has its bad days, bad hair days.
I know. And after So it is a retail company, and my last job is about expansion. So actually, like doing sales and everything. So now I will do like a CRM, so it will be with Lily and you're right, and we're like, yeah.
Okay,
That's it,
fantastic.
I
All right,
think.
welcome in. Okay. All right. Good luck on your trials, and let's show some love. Let's show some love.
Where are you from?
Where are you from? Oh, I'm like originally? Yeah. Originally I'm coming from Manado, but my last company in Jakarta, so yeah.
Okay.
What,
Basically, Jakarta by way of Manado.
what is your WhatsApp number?
You can look for it on the candidate tracking board, actually. But you can't harass anybody, Rafik. No? That's not hospitality. Okay. Great. Okay, Isak, introduce yourself. Tell us why you're here.
Hello everyone, I'm Iksan, and then I was graduated from the University on October, and then I was from Bandung, and then and now I'm on trial at Bukit Vista for already 6 days, and then this the last day. I hope I can work with you guys. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, fantastic. All right, thank you very much. All right, so that's pretty much it then. Deepa, do you have something to say? It's like the Persian army, right? Like you lose one and then another one comes in. Okay, all right. Well, yeah, that's a good omen, I think. Yeah. Okay. Anybody in this room have anything that they'd like to say? No? Yes? Yes? Good? No? All right. So let's go on. Once again, let's just double check. What's the theme of the month? Okay. All right. Glad the message got carried. Okay. So think about helping others first. And Babe, do you have something to say? No?
Help others and love yourself.
Do that every morning. Okay. All right. Okay, that's it for today. Go about your daily schedules. Keep this in focus. Think about your OKRs and a way to actually make meaningful impact on others. And then HR will get together to think about how to get a better score on the next employee satisfaction survey. Okay? All right. Great. Long live Bukit Vista.